We're using our family craft box this week to make this great garland or room divider. And you can use colorful papers or pattern papers, anything you have around, decorate it just to make it your own. So the other items that you'll need to add outside of the craft box are some shapes from around your house. And I brought a star cookie cutter. You could also use bottles, other things that have a circular shape. You'll just need to have something that you can use for a template. You'll also want to have some colorful string or embroidery floss. So to get started, what you can do is take your shape and trace it onto a piece of paper. This paper is a little bit thicker, so something that has a little bit of stiffness to it would be good. So just trace all the way around onto your paper. And a nice sharp pencil works really well for this. If you have some big paper punches, you could also use that. That would be good. Then what you can do is remember that when you're cutting out, you always turn the paper instead of your scissors so that you can follow your line. So turn it, and stars can be a little bit challenging, you know. If you want to start out easy, you might start out with the circles because this has a lot of curves to follow. And once you cut out your star or circles, you want to cut 2 of each color. So that's because when it spins around, it will look good. And if any of your edges show, it won't matter because they'll match. So I have 2 yellow stars and I have a bunch of circles already cut out. Now you can also just make quick paper strips by tracing with a ruler. And if you have a grid like this, you can use that to make even strips like this. And that's a fast way to make something that looks really good when it spins too. So you can just go ahead and take a long cut with your scissors on those and cut those right out too. You could even fold this over and cut both at once. It's fun to write words on here too. If you were hanging this in your room, you could put your name. So what you'll do to assemble once you have all of your pieces cut out is take a piece of string that's about a little bit longer than you want your garland and tie a knot at the top. And this is going to be your hanger. And then you're going to use some tape to tape this down to the table. And that will hold it in place while you attach your shapes. So I'll tape this here at the top, and then I'll also tape it at the bottom. And if you have one of these grid mats, then you can make sure that it's straight. If you don't have one, you could lay it against the edge of a ruler. So I'm taping that down. Okay, so how you arrange your shapes on the string is you place the bottom underneath, and then you add a little bit of glue. And you can use a glue stick for this. Just make sure that you get it over the top of the string, like that. And you want to adjust it again if you need to make sure that the string's in the middle. And then press your shape down onto it, like that. Now once this is all dry, once you layer your shapes together like this, one tip is that I always like to alternate the colors so that you don't have the same color next to itself in your chain. But once these are all arranged and dry, you know what, sometimes they curl up a little bit too. You might want to set a glass or something on top to keep them from curling while they dry. Then you can add your glitter glue. And I just choose to use some colors that match the paper. So here's a purple circle. I have some purple glitter glue, spread it on there, and use my paintbrush from my craft box to spread it all around. Just like that. And then you can even create a strip at the end. Just fold it in half and slide it onto your string and glue it in place. And that's a fun way that you can decorate your room.